Hi, I'm Abby Crotty. I'm here in the PhocusWire studio with Guido Becher of Rappi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Abby.
So just to start off, I was wondering if you could share some thoughts on the online market in Latin America, how things are changing, particularly in light of Process's acquisition of Despegar.
Okay, well, good question. Coming from that space and that region, I'm always supportive of Latin America. But, that deal, the Process deal showed the market that Latin America is not a niche market anymore, and it's ripe for growth. It's continued to grow, growing. We're seeing tendencies in many of the countries in the region. So I see that this year, and with the new technologies and AI and everything we're seeing this amazing event, I think it will continue to grow. Yeah.
And so, what are the specific signals would you say that this area is poised for growth? Airbnb has highlighted the region as a key area. So have you seen, any distinct changes in consumer behavior that's signaling that?
Well, we're seeing short-term rentals growing, not only in the big cities, but also growing in new destinations. Users wanted to know more than only the mainstream cities. Tours and activities is another category that is growing very much. I think that it's a very fragmented, and especially in Latin America, a very fragmented market. And with the new technology and new providers implementing it and being part of new distribution channels, I see that those two categories are also helping the growth of the region and the market.
Right. So what needs to be done, would you say, to address that fragmentation? What would you say are the steps that need to take place?
Well, we're seeing new players and existing players growing in the space. Probably more coming from other regions that were successful in other regions, bringing a lot of investment and technology, standardization of those of that content, and the same opportunity. It's also a challenge. This fragmentation is both an opportunity and a challenge. So I think the big retailers, the OTAs, and also the super apps and the loyalty programs are going to help those providers to be more relevant for the user.
And so I know you were just talking about tours and experiences a bit and highlighting that as a more lucrative area. So especially considering the deal that you just completed with Civitatis,
yes.
Why are experiences kind of a burgeoning area right now?
Well, I can answer from Rappi perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very frequent relationship and communication with our users, right? So we try to make for us, loyalty is for them to come every day. Whether we have multiple verticals, right? They can come for groceries or for food delivery, but we realize that we can also identify the audiences where we can offer them products like tours and activities from Civitatis, and the partnership has been great, and we're growing in volume. We're identifying the audiences that convert better, but it makes sense that if we know your profile and your tastes in food and groceries, we can offer you a good destination or activity to do. So the partnership has been doing great.
That's wonderful. So how has AI impacted the app ecosystem? And are you using AI with that personalization approach that you were just discussing?
Yes, exactly, everywhere. I mean, from this, at the beginning was more on the operations and being more efficient and automating and reducing fraud and improving payment experience. So we started with that some time ago, but also in personalization. It's definitely an opportunity. I think I discussed this in Barcelona. It was also in an interview that we had a hotel that wanted to do a campaign within Rappi to understand to search for customers that were buying. In this case, I used it too much, but sorry, I'll tell it again to you. He was looking for the users that were buying almond milk, because the hotel was a yoga retreat. So he identified that the users that like that product are more lean into this type of product. So with AI, that became so much easier to try to find what audiences resonate with the different products. So now we have tours and activities with our hotels, flights, packages. So we are working with AI tools to work deeply in those in that personalization.
Yeah, facilitate that connection. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So within the overall market, what would you say are areas of opportunity and then at the same time challenges right now?
Well, Latin America's challenges happen exist all the time, but we see in many of the countries we're seeing more people traveling. As an example, in Colombia, we have 30% more seats. Sorry, not chairs, but more seats on planes this year than versus previous year. So more people traveling. That means more products to offer, more new products like we were saying, short-term rentals, tours and activities, new destinations, new beaches that are not discovered or not that mainstream. So I see a lot of opportunity there, especially with having the infrastructure in Latin America improving. Maybe not in every country, but in average, it is improving and it's growing.
Right. And so I wanted to circle back to what you were saying about short-term rentals and the growth there. What would you say is really fueling that within the region?
It's a good question. Well, one, more people traveling is also looking for other type of products, right? Maybe some destinations became more expensive. Also, we're seeing trends that people are quite price sensitive in this region, but they also want flexibility. So they're pushing for new products, and sometimes for those audiences, short-term rentals is a good alternative. So if we have more people traveling, and those customers are going to demand new products. So that's why I mentioned short-term rentals and activities as part of that.
For sure. And then for Rappi itself, what would you say are the main priorities for the coming year for 2026?
Well, I would answer travel and loyalty, which is my space. We are a window for travel brands to access audiences that we talk to them every day. So our priority is to continue to add value to our users, offering more offers, more perks, more value prop, so they continue to be engaged with our platform. Our pro users are users that deal with us and do transactions almost every day. So and we saw that travel and loyalty can definitely be part of that. As an example, if you connect your account, your Rappi Pro account, with different loyalty programs that we have, you can earn points while you're not traveling. So what we want is our users to travel more. So we give them excuses, whether it's personalizing and understanding, hey, you will like this product. Also, you can earn more points, and at the end of the year, gather all the points that you made doing your groceries in Rappi. You can travel more in that way too. So that would be the priority. Continue to make the ecosystem bigger and more frequent for our users, and the more they can travel with us, the better.
Absolutely. And then as we wrap up here a little bit, how do you see Rappi evolving with AI?
Okay, so there was a discussion in a panel we had about this, about the top of the funnel, right? Rappi is very strong on the logistics and bringing you things to your place. In the case of travel, there's no delivery. It's just more with data and services. But I think the automation, at least the automation part that AI helps with, for us it's very important. As we have so many transactions a day and things that can go wrong, whether you received your food cold because something happened along the way. So for us, that part and improving the user experience, for now, I would say that's the strongest part. And but also I would say maybe on the top of the funnel to present the product much more personalized and customized. So I think for Rappi, AI, maybe in other industry you see more risks, but I think for Rappi it's very positive in many ways. So we hope to continue to take advantage of that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time, Guido.
No, thank you, Abby.